what you need to understand is that the moment in time on the 5th of July, you do understand and you do realize something is just not going to happen, something not happening. And the sooner you realize this, the sooner you are going to be able to accept this, the sooner you are going to be able to move on. Exactly 13 days later, you are going to become aware of this option, which is going to be the major starting point when it comes to you transforming your life. You need to understand that that option would never happen, would never manifest unless you accepted this particular situation on the 5th of July. That, you know, and that in itself, through your own reflection, is something that you create. You know, you think it's like kind of negative, you think it's like kind of sad, or I need to accept this and move on. But no, baby, no. We live and learn, and you will understand exactly why am I saying this. Because 13 days later, I told you that option which you are going to become aware of, it's going to be the beginning of a very important stage where you are going to start transforming your life like there is no tomorrow. That option that you are going to have, it's like, oh my God, it's like pretty much so probably one of the wisest choices you could have ever made within the last few years. This is going to be very intense time of your life when you will understand that you're going to need to tap into it, where you may not have that much experience, but then at the same time it is going to be absolutely impossible to ignore your soul calling, your soul call. You know, your spirit, this is pretty much so connected to your spiritual journey and to your soul purpose. So that's why you are really gonna feel so adamant to do something that you may not kind of have the relevant experience in order to do so, type of thing. And as soon as you kind of like go for this option, which you are going to have, which you are really going to surprise yourself, you know, like how intense this is all gonna feel. But at the same time, because you do have number 1 2 1 2, number 12 twice, this is so important. On one hand, it means that there are going to be two situations in July. One is going to happen in the first part of July, which is really going to blow you away, changing situation which is really going to surprise you. But most importantly, it's bringing you a different perspective, and that's going to happen at around the last part of this month, the second part of this month. Another changing situation, something that is really going to surprise you, but you will know that the change, this is bringing change in itself, but it's more about having a different perspective. This is bringing you to a mind-blowing, a life-changing different perspectives into your life, which is going to reflect on your freedom. It's going to reflect on you kind of getting rid of like a certain restriction that was playing a major role preventing you from doing this before. And on another note, this is all gonna lead towards you having an absolutely mind-blowing celebration by the end of November 2023. You are going to, by the end of November, I said yes, by the end of November 2023, you are going to have such a fantastic reason for celebration, and you are gonna feel so proud of yourself, because after this moment in time, your life, it's gonna be completely different, but in the best possible way. And I'm talking about your quality of life. This is gonna change your quality of life in the best possible way, and you will understand, my gorgeous Erini, exactly what do I mean by this, purely the way the things are going to unfold and the things are going to develop as well. Absolutely mind-blowing in so many different ways. You know, when it comes to number 1 2 1 2, so there are two major situations that are going to take place, which are going to give you completely different perspective on things that have been like kind of slowing you down or preventing you to move on with your life. But it also means that when it comes to the actual 2nd of July, 2nd of July, you know, there is some kind of sign that you are going to have, some kind of a really good omen that you are going to have on the 2nd of July. And that good omen and sign that you are going to have, it's going to happen at a time when you are really very kind of, you're going to be thinking about something, but you are going to be thinking about a specific question. You're going to be asking some kind of a question on the 2nd of July. Whether this is going to be on your mind or whether this is going to be like with your voice, it doesn't really matter. The question that you're going to be asking, or the question that you're going to have on your mind, that you're going to be constantly thinking about on the 2nd of July, it's also going to be connected to this moment, to this sign, you know, through synchronicity and signs. You know, there is going to be such a good omen, my gorgeous Erini, like when it comes to that particular question. And it's not only that this is going to give you good sign and good omen, but it's like more like you knowing exactly but cannot explaining, you know, like that this is something that you, like on one hand you will know the answer to your question, but on another hand it's more about you following the certain path. Shall I do it or not? It is all going to be as clear like never ever before, indeed. And to make it even more interesting, to make it even more mysterious, you're almost as if you're going to be remembering some kind of a dream that you had, but you're not going to be able to specify, you're not going to be able to pinpoint things that you're going to be going on throughout, like the 2nd of July. It's almost as if you've been through them before. So there are going to be lots of like a little deja vu and type of things as well, which are really going to feel very unique and very different. And that in itself, it's already going to become a very magical part of your life. Somehow you're going to understand there is so much to do and there is so much to explore. And there is something very specific that is going to be on your mind that you will want to explore like there is no tomorrow on the 2nd of July as well. And that particular thing that you want to explore, that is going to be on your mind so much by the end of the 2nd of July, it's also going to heal a certain ailment that was making you persistently tired and that was persistently draining your energy. It's like, oh my God. And also, my gorgeous Erini, when it comes to the actual nutrition and when it comes to health, I highly recommend you to get a natural vitamin D3. It's important because it's going to boost your immune system, and it's also going to be very important for your sensitive bones. Vitamin D3, I suggest strongly to take with natural zinc picolinate. This combination of these two is going to help you to boost your immune system, but it's also going to be brilliant for skin, hair and nails. And the third supplement that you should be taking, it's organic chlorella. It's rich in protein, it's rich in omega-3 essential fatty acids. So, and our body cannot produce omega-3 essential fatty acids, but it is essential for our mind, for our brain, for our memory, for concentration, for our mood. And it's also essential like when it comes to like it's also essential to boost our immune system, and it's brilliant when it comes to detoxifying our body from the dangerous metals as well. My vitamins, my supplements are 100% without any chemicals, without any vile ingredients, without any fillers. They're clean vitamins made with highly exceptional ingredients, but also at the same time they're suitable for vegetarians and vegans. In order to buy my vitamins, which are on a half price sale at the moment, just click on the name of this video and it's going to expand. Towards the end of this video you will be able to see when my vitamins are for sale, or you can simply go on Google and just type in Sasha Bonasin vitamins and my page is going to come up that way as well. And what I need to say, if you are on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Erini, or not. So now I'm going to start with the very first day of July. Now the very first date, it is going to be on the very 1st of July. On the very 1st of July, yes, I'm not gonna lie to you, you are not gonna be worried about some kind of a loss here, maybe some kind of a financial loss here, and this is what you're gonna worry about. You're gonna kind of feel isolated a little bit, you're gonna feel a little bit insecure. before, but you know how important this is. You know how important this is for you to pay attention to this, because it's not about you worrying about something, but it's about you needing to understand one thing which you are going to understand fully. You need to release this worry. You know, when it comes to this, like some kind of maybe financial loss or something you're going to be worrying about, this is your clear sign and clear indication. This is happening on the very 1st of July. The energy is different. It is a very powerful day, but it's also giving you more courageous energy, which works on you physically in a good way. It gives you more energy, but also works really brilliantly when it comes to mentally and spiritually. And all this is going to create this absolutely mind-blowing bubble where you're going to find yourself within a completely different dimension in that moment in time. So it's not about worrying. It's not about being sad. No, baby, no. These emotions, these feelings are part of us. They are part of who we are. So that's all natural. It's all normal. But it's more about looking at the bigger picture where this is actually going to take you. So you need to understand, as soon as you become aware of this, what is actually going to be worrying you on the 1st of July, this is actually good. This is actually brilliant, because that in itself is going to be a sign that you need to release these limiting beliefs. You need to release these limiting beliefs, okay? And you need to detach yourself from this. Okay, this is going to help you to be free. It is going to help you to restore control, and it's also going to help you so much to recognize the opportunities that you are going to have already on the 7th of July. On the 7th of July, there are already going to be opportunities that you're going to be able to realize, not only on the 7th of July only, but on the 27th of July as well, and the 17th of July as well. Pay attention to these 3 days. You've noticed they all have a gorgeous, powerful number 7. These 3 days are going to be magical, but magical when it comes to the opportunities that are going to be presented to you. But for the love of God, do not think for a second that you're not good enough to do this, or that you're not ready to do this. You are becoming aware of them, and you are realizing them because of one particular reason, because you are ready for them now. This, like from July until the end of this year, this part of the year, this half of the year, it's going to be completely different to the first half of the year. You're going to be very busy. A lot is going to be happening, and you're going to be rediscovering yourself and rediscovering and discovering the whole new world every single step of the way. But in order for you to discover and rediscover the whole new world in front of you, it's just all in your strength. And the strength comes when it comes to you trusting yourself and to try new things, to try different things. And if things do happen spontaneously, that doesn't mean that you're not ready for them, okay? Otherwise, if you're not ready for them, you wouldn't even notice them, you wouldn't even hear them, you wouldn't even become aware of these options and opportunities that I'm talking about here, my gorgeous Erini. So this is why this is going to be so important indeed. The second important date, my gorgeous Erini, is going to be on the actual 9th of July. On the 9th of July, you know, you are really kind of going to, what you need to understand here, it's like you are going to feel a little bit indecisive about something. First of all, it's going to kind of feel like you are having a bit of a creative block, and then you're going to feel really indecisive about something. And what you're going to feel indecisive about is so important. You know why? Because it's going to give you a little bit of anxiety. And when you, and it's again the similar situation, you know, you see so much guidance, so much signs are everywhere, only if we are open enough to read them. Because this situation on the 9th of July, it's going to be very similar on the 1st of July in terms of you like feeling anxious about something, and that's why you're going to feel so indecisive. indecisive, but this is going to be a clear sign, an indication that you have to release this worry, okay? And that by you releasing this worry, of course, this is a good sign for you that, this is by you releasing this worry, you're actually going to become emotionally stable. And that in itself, it's really important, because at the same time, it's really kind of going to lead towards your own breakthrough here. This is going to be towards your own breakthrough. And this is so important, because there is some kind of like idea which is going to be on your mind at the same time. And this is going to come from your mind being really, really sharp. But when it comes to this, what is really important is that also, you are going to set the clear boundaries, and you are going to be you're going to need to be very, very direct, especially when it comes to somebody challenging you about that later on. Someone is going to challenge you, and I'm sorry, it's nothing to do with person being horrible, with person being nasty, or with person being negative. It's just someone is going to be challenging you who is very much so closely connected to you, but they're not going to be able to understand what you are doing. Like, they're going to think it may be something drastic or something like that. No, baby, no. It is not a bad person. You can't judge them. It is just to do with your spiritual journey, and only you understand how much light do you need to bring in order to light up the path right in front of you. This in itself, it's not a bad person, but they're just at around the 18th, I think, at around the 18th of July. They're just going to try to kind of like a really put you off from what you are doing, but you just need to understand to set the clear boundaries here and be as direct as you possibly can, because at that moment, because you are really pretty much so, by you doing this, you know that you are doing the right thing, but then at the same time, this is a lot to do with you subconsciously knowing clearly what you are doing. It's a lot to do with your dreams, but then again, at the same time, this part, it's not going to be as obvious how much this is actually going to be connected to an ultimate destination in your life, where you need to be, where you want to be, where you want to get, what you want to achieve. This in itself, it's already going to be like, ooh la la, by the end of August 2023, by the end of August 2023, you're already going to be enjoying a couple of things through this particular accomplishment that you didn't enjoy before. And this is a lot to do with you making the most of this life and enjoying things, like in the best possible way. And also, my gorgeous Erini, when it comes to the actual pendants, I highly recommend you to get something like a blue tiger's eye. Very, very important indeed. You see this blue tiger's eye? It's so powerful. It's going to help you to connect with yourself and reconnect with yourself, but it's also brilliant when it comes to protecting you against an evil eye, against a negative energy, and it also attracts good luck when it comes to career, when it comes to finances. It's brilliant when you're making really important decisions, and also on another note, even more importantly, it helps you to activate your pineal gland, your third psychic eye, which is one of the most important parts of our body. Once you reconnect with your third psychic eye, there are lots of other ways to do it indeed, but this really does help quite a lot. And once you reconnect with your pineal gland, with your third psychic eye, once you activate it, then you kind of find out your own truth about yourself much quicker, much sooner. There is so much that becomes obvious to you that hasn't been obvious before about your life. Why are you doing certain things? You understand so much more about yourself on a deeper level, but you also understand so much a lot around you. Around you understand so much, and it helps you to read people much easier. Not that I personally need this, but maybe to some people, this is going to be absolutely brilliant. Especially when it comes to like trying to read certain people that you can't read. It's really kind of like, it really helps you to lean towards the right answers, and things like that. This gorgeous blue tiger's eye pendant comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. I have to say that, my gorgeous Erini. The next important date is gonna be on the 16th and the 17th and the the 18th of July. 16th, 17th and 18th of July are going to be really important because, you know, you are going to, these are going to be very, very good days indeed. And everything is going to start making sense at around these days here, especially when it comes to you, understanding that within these days you are going to reach a very, very personal goal. Very, very personal goal. And this was so significant when it comes to your inner alignment, but also at the same time, once you find out which personal goal you are going to reach, you know, not only this is going to be fantastic and essential for your personal alignment, for your inner alignment, but also at that moment in time, somebody who you feel a very strong connection to, you are going to have a quite intense conversation or an intense debate about something. And when that happens, this person is somebody really beautiful, somebody who loves you, somebody who appreciates you, somebody who really, really think the world of you, somebody who you mean to so much, somebody who you are very connected to, somebody who is a major person in your life. That particular person is just going to be an integral part of your spiritual journey, because through this person, what you're going to find challenging now when it comes to this personal goal, you know, which is going to be reached, you know, there is something that you're going to find very, very challenging about, because this in itself is going to have the second stage, and especially when it comes to you, when it comes to the specific completion. So now you've reached a very important personal goal, but it's not finished. Now this is going to have the second stage. The second step, it's completion. Okay, so it's not still at the end, but it's absolutely fantastic. It's brilliant, because after this moment in time, things are going to start looking up for you like, oh my God, like never, ever, ever before. So this is going to be like a really wise thing to do. This, like what you're going to need to do when it comes to this completion now. You know, this person who you feel a very strong connection to, that particular person is going to play a major role when it comes to you finding something really challenging. But this is something that you need to do, because otherwise this personal goal that you're going to reach is just going to be left midair, and you don't want it to be left midair. You want to take it with you, and you want to transform your life with that as much as you possibly can. You need to make the most of it. Now you're like kind of halfway there. It's just would be such a waste of time, to just leave it to be like that. So you need to take it on the next step, on the next stage. Organically, you will naturally know what to do here. And this is when these people in our lives, they play such a huge major role, because when we are kind of, oh God, I'm not too sure, they push us. They're like our little angels. They're like our little spirit guides. They are angels in a human form all over the place indeed, you know. And this has to be one of them. Okay, so because this is going to lead towards you doing the right thing, because it's like it's a wise choice, and it's also at that moment in time you are about to enter through the actual sacred door, because you know you had maybe a little bit of lack of direction for so long, and now you didn't even realize. Only once you enter these sacred doors, you're going to start realizing things on a completely different level, the greatest awakening moment of your life, because then you're going to realize, oh my God, I had a lack of direction for so long and I didn't even realize. This is because this is to do with your spiritual path, and it's really going to this is to do with that spiritual path, and it's really going to remind you almost immediately on that idea that I said that you are going to have at the beginning of this month. It's like a newly formed idea that you are going to be reminded, and this idea you had at around the beginning of this month indeed. This is brilliant. Not only you're going to realize like, oh my God, I had a lack of direction for so long, because there is so much which is going to be on your mind that you want to do, you want to try, you want to explore, but you're also going to realize that you were fearing change, and you're going to realize that you were resisting change. And this is brilliant. Just you realizing this, you're coming out of some kind of stagnation. Okay, absolutely brilliant to keep on moving with this life on this spiritual journey. We are changing, we are evolving, we are growing every single step of the way. So that's why it's important to not to resist change. And if we are resisting a certain change, then something is wrong. There are a couple of things that we need to work on that created a blockage in our lives, and this normally happens when we do a bit of a shadow work. Shadow work, it's ever so important because we go very, very deep down within our soul, within our spirit, and just we see so much more. What do we need to work on? Little lessons, little things that we maybe ignore, and that we maybe we ignore, and then we kind of suppress, we repress certain things, but then that's okay for a while. It's the way our brain protects ourselves sometimes, but then again we're gonna need to come to the bottom of certain things, and then everything becomes obvious, and it only kind of comes to the actual shadow work, and you reflect and you think about things, and then you understand some kind of a lesson, so you can most importantly move on. It's a complex, but it's an integral part of our lives indeed. Okay, so the next date that I'm going to be talking about, my gorgeous Erini, it's actually going to be at the 26th and the 27th of July. On the 26th and the 27th of July. But before I go there, I'm just going to recommend you another pendant. Absolutely stunning. Look at this. Check this out. Beautiful. Very different. Very unique. Indeed. Sagenite. Sagenite is so powerful because it helps you to gain better understanding during difficult situations. And on another note, it's ever so important when it comes to spiritual self-discovery and self-growth as well. This comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. The last couple of dates, are going to be all about the actual, there's some kind of, you're going to be looking at something, you're gonna be watching something, and now suddenly you're gonna be reminded of some kind of happy memories. What you're gonna be looking, what you're gonna be watching, it's gonna remind you of some kind of happy memories. And this in its happy memories that you're gonna be reminded of, it's immediately going to remind you of joy, happiness, how things used to be. But then at the same time, it's also about the moment in time, that moment in time you are really going to find yourself contemplating, because what you're going to be reminded of when it comes to happy memories, it's going to put you in a mode of you needing to reevaluate certain things in your life. And this in itself is going to lead towards you pretty much so realizing, oh my God, that situation that I told you that you're going to need to accept on the 5th of July. That situation that I told you that you need to accept on the 5th of July, otherwise you're not going to move on, yeah? So you're going to accept this. That's absolutely brilliant. But only now you're going to understand, what you've actually learned out of it. And I don't want to say learn from failure. It sounds so harsh. But you can't always just be like, yeah, baby, on top of the world, because then something is wrong. You can't always be sad, negative, and down. But something is wrong if you are all the time like that. So you really need to break through in order to be free. And that's exactly what's happening here. So what is going to happen is that first of all, you're going to be reminded of these happy memories, you're going to be nostalgic, and then that's going to put you in a mode to reevaluate certain things in your life. I can do this now. Why am I not doing this now? Why am I not living my life like this now, for example? And then you're going to be reminded of what happened on the 5th of July, or at around the 5th of July. You're going to be reminded, and you're going to realize only now you're going to realize that what you've actually learned from it. And you will see how everything is yet again connected, because you will be able to end something right now that you would find so painful, and now it's going to seem completely different, because it's about resisting an inevitable end. But it's your experience is going to, and things you've been through, it's going to bring you to this point in your life where you just need to understand and remember to follow your heart, follow your heart, no matter what. There is an absolutely mind-blowing lesson that you're going to learn here, and that in itself is gonna be absolutely brilliant, because you are never ever going to fear a change in your life again. So now, my gorgeous Erini, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are in relationships. So for those of you who are in relationships, okay, you need to be very careful here. Not that you need to be careful, but you need to be you need to observe as much as you can, because you are going to be talking to this person. You and your partner are going to be talking to this person, and I know some kind of a stranger. Some kind of, oh, what are you going to be up to? No, I'm joking. Yeah, you're going to be talking to this person here, couples, and you are basically you need to pay attention to the body language. This person is not a bad person. This is some kind of stranger, and you needing to watch the body language of this person. It's like going to be so important, because there is something that you're going to realize through that person's body language. When it comes to trusting this person, you will gain a trust from that person through their body language. So this is how what you need to pay attention to. So why do you need to gain a trust from that person? Because you and your partner are gonna kind of like you're gonna be thinking about doing something really big, starting something huge, starting something really important, and starting something that is going to make a massive impact onto your lives. And then you're going to need like maybe further advice, or you're going to go and talk to this particular person who is going to be stranger in both of your eyes, in your eyes and your partner's eyes. And what is important when you come across this person is to pay attention to this person's body language, because something is going to be revealed to you, something really important, which is going to make you trust him, because you should trust this person whatsoever. I think that maybe something is going to be on your mind, something else that you're going to be scared about, that is going to be worrying you and affect you a little bit when it comes to trusting this person, but you should. This is very important, because that person is going to suggest something to you and to your partner, and it may be really big, but then you're going to be like, oh my god, can we trust this person? But you will see that in that person's body language, indeed. And this person is also going to be a fantastic person when it comes to you dealing with an obstacle, what you stumble upon, you and your partner, because it's about you planning something, doing something being slowed down, and you carrying on with that now. And this person is going to play a major role when it comes to this, indeed, because you will see that not that long after that moment in time, like now somebody who knows you, because that person is going to suggest something to you both, and you're going to be like, oh my god, I don't know if I can trust you, but you can. And then not that long after, that person is going to suggest what exactly you need to do, but not that long after that moment in time, this is going to be connected to the different person, like a friend of yours or a family member for both of you, who is going to give you, that person is going to give you such an important news, and that important news is going to be a clear sign to do like what that other person said to both of you to actually do. So it's only going to prove your point. So this is why you have to trust that person no matter what, because somebody else who you really know, it's actually going to confirm something to you with like a really important news, and then you will know that this is the right thing to do. This is so important for you to do, because at the same time, you know, what you need to understand and remember that you're going to need to be really consistent with this. It's something that you're starting, that it's going to take a while, but it's going to make your both lives so much more happier, so much more meaningful. And when it comes to those of you who are single and ready to mingle, like, oh my god, my gorgeous Erini, this is gonna be mental. Not only you are going to have some kind of adventure in your life when it comes to this month, you know, you are going going to have a mind-blowing adventure which is going to rejuvenate you, which is going to awake you, which is going to remind you there is so much more to life, and which is clearly going to remind you on what exactly are you missing, but it's also going to remind you that you are ready for like maybe some kind of a relationship. So this is what this adventure is going to do to you. And then after that adventure, so you see, you need this to come out of your shell, to be quite honest with you. And then after that adventure, oh my God, I don't know if it's going to be some kind of party. I don't know if it's going to be some kind of a gathering or something where you're going to find yourself at, and you're going to be surrounded by other people as well, because there are going to be other people around, and there is someone really, really interesting who are you actually going to come across. Someone really, really beautiful. First of all, you're going to realize how much you get on. Then you're going to realize how much you like this person. Then you're going to realize how much you like the energy of that person. Then you're going to realize how much that person makes you feel. Then you're going to realize how comfortable you feel with that person. Then you're going to realize how peaceful and tranquil you actually feel with that person. And now you're going to also feel, oh my God, I deserve this. I deserve a person like this in my life after all this time. And guess what, my gorgeous Aries? Yes, I do see a romance. I do see an amazing romance here. And please don't get upset if it doesn't happen in July. It could be in August. It could be August or July. It doesn't matter if it's not in July. Trust me, it is not going to be long. This particular person is going to make an absolutely gorgeous impact into your life. There is so much you're going to learn about yourself through this person. And this person is going to learn so much about themselves through you as well. Absolutely mind-blowingly perfect match. Okay, my gorgeous Erini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.